Hello, Shamanettes, and welcome to The Beauty Shaman. So how do you get a facelift without surgery? The tips we are covering today will have you looking amazing and 10 years younger in the most powerful years of your life, which is over 50. I want to take a minute and talk about what I'm about. I'm a celebrity makeup artist of 20 plus years, licensed esthetician, and pro-aging advocate. I don't use Botox or fillers. I really dislike using words like younger, facelift, or anti-aging, but these are the search terms women use, so I have to use them. Having said that, I want you to look and feel your best without any of the negativity around aging that culture just piles on top of us. My passion is to help you feel good in your skin and in your individual beauty, and to find ways to accentuate your best features in a positive and loving way. With that in mind, let's talk about my top 6 ways for an instant lift and to make your makeup look more flattering. Let's go. Mistake number 1 is using the wrong foundation. I can honestly say that I never use or recommend a full coverage or powder foundation on mature skin. Sometimes a matte foundation works, but it needs a little bit of a dewy finish in order to look natural. Full coverage is way too heavy and can easily look cakey on dry skin, including enhancing wrinkles. So my preference is to be sure to hydrate the skin first and then apply a light coverage foundation like this CC cream from PrimePrometics. It sits lightly on the skin and doesn't set in fine lines. It blends and is nourishing to the skin. You can clearly see the difference that this makes. Please note, I will leave a list of all the products that I use in the description box below, so you can check these out for yourself. The second mistake is using the wrong color of concealer. If you watch younger women's Instagram makeovers, you will see a really heavy concealer that's like 2 or 3 shades lighter than their skin, a color corrector plus a highlighter to correct dark circles. For mature women, this can just be like way too heavy, and if you use the wrong colors, you can look really ashy, and I hate it. I prefer to either match your skin tone or go 1 shade lighter, using only a good concealer. To get the shade right, be sure to use a complementary color to reduce darkness. Complementary colors are actually the ones on the opposite side of the color wheel. For example, if you have blue under your eyes, use an orange-based color to counteract the blue. For brown eye discoloration underneath the eye, use orange. And for yellow underneath the eyes, use a pink or rosy tone shade. For me, honestly, less is more when it comes to concealer. If you want to also use a color corrector, you can, but I prefer to use as few products as possible under the eyes of mature women. The third mistake many women make is where they put their blush. I see a lot of women apply blush too low and thus miss out on the wonderful, useful pop of placing it higher on the cheekbone. On Tracy Jo, I'm actually using a cream blush called Prime Wand Nude. It goes on really easily, plus it gives a lovely glow to the cheeks. I recommend trying a cream blush if you haven't already, as creams are really great on mature skin. Just use your fingers to tap it below the eye and up on the cheekbone. The fourth mistake I often see is drawing in your eyebrows too heavy. The biggest lift you can give your face is with the correct eyebrow. But there are so many trends and fads with eyebrows that it can be really hard to figure out what works for you. So I recommend always going with your individual face shape and personality while ignoring trends, all of them. To give Tracy Jo the lift she needs while doing what works for her, I'm using a shade called Silver Queen Brow Pencil to fill in her brows. It works beautifully with her gray hair. Then I'm using a matching brow gel in Silver Queen to give the hairs a lift and further open up her eye area. It looks really natural and highlights her eye shape. Another common mistake is number 5 on my list, misplacing eyeshadow and heavy liner. Eyeshadow is by far my most requested problem, so here are some easy tricks to bring out your eyes. A common mistake is using a dark color all over your entire lid and a light color in the crease. This makes your eyes go deeper into your head. The only time you would do this is if you have eyes like, Cher, or with a really big eyelid. Instead, use a neutral color like Timeless Taupe cream eyeshadow in the crease and under the eye. I love cream eyeshadows as they hide crepey lids and go on smoothly and easily. Plus, you can use a crease brush and using a circular or windshield wiper motion, blend them in. This lifts Tracy Jo's hooded lid and adds depth. Then I'm going to use a lighter shade on her lid called Stardust to pop her eyes. The basic rule is that dark precedes and light brings out. So use colors with that idea in mind, and it will absolutely transform your makeup routine. After that, I'm applying a gel Mulberry Eye Liner between her lashes. I work slowly to be sure to have the density I want, plus to keep it close to her eyes. At the end, I give the liner a small flick upward at the very end to further lift her eye. Then I use the other end of the liner to blend the liner so it doesn't have that lined look. A too heavy liner that is not raised at the end has the effect of being garish and too heavy for most of us. The difference is amazing on how much this flatters her eyes. Our last mistake is how we use lip liner and lip color. So as we age, our lips become thinner and smaller, so it's important to master the art of lip liner and lip color. On Tracy Jo, the first look, I used a color that's way too close to her skin color in a matte texture, and a liner that isn't applied to enlarge her lips, which is very not flattering. Instead, use a lip liner that is 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone and draw slightly outside your lip line, being careful not to pull the corners of your mouth down. Then on Tracy Jo, I applied a pretty rose lip color that really shows her lips without being too dark. Can you see the magical difference that makes? After I finished her makeup, I added some big waves and a little hairspray to her hair to add volume, as this really adds glamour and style to her look. Here she is before all the corrections, and here is her look after. She's beautiful, radiant, and loves her new look. The important part is that it enhances her natural beauty and doesn't wear her, but she wears it. What was your favorite part of this tutorial, and what do you love about Tracy Jo's transformation? If you want more information on how to use similar methods to create a smoky eye, watch this next video. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.